This video is to show how to connect the electron diffraction setup. And in this experiment, we use three devices. And this is a power source. We use up to 50 volt. And this is another power source. And there are two circuits here. One is the high voltage up to 6 kilovolt. Another one, this is a small voltage up to 6.3 volt. This is connected to the filament. And this is the electron diffraction device, and so the filament circuit, and so that the filament is hot, it emit electron, and though the electrons are speed up by this high voltage, so this power source is connected to, that's the anode of this tube, and then the electrons are scattered by a graphite powder in this tube, and after scattered with from the graphite, it came out and it formed the diffraction pattern at this in this area. Okay, and there are three circuits, and the first circuit is going to connect to provide the high voltage. So you see the thick cable here, and this is the anode of the device, and this one is connected with the high positive terminal of the high voltage. That's 6 kilovolt. And the negative, it's closed the circuit. The negative come back to the lower circuit here, and so. And in the back of the diffraction setup, there are three connecting ports, and the one is smaller. The bottom one is smaller. I think it's like 2 millimeter, and that one is connected to the negative of this high voltage power source. And the other two are for the filament. They are the two for the filament. So, for example, the blue cable here, that's connected with this is the filament circuit, the 6.3 volt. Actually, that's AC. So you have two cable, the blue one and the red one. And they are connected to the two larger sockets of the in the back. Okay, so those are two circuits, the filament and the high voltage one. And the third device, so this one is to provide a protection on the device. So and we don't want so it's this one it's called a suppressor, and we use the voltage up to 50 volt, and the positive of this power supply is connected to the filament, and the negative of this cable, the blue cable, the negative side of the suppressor is connected back to the negative of the power supply, the negative terminal here. And so one thing, when you turn on everything, so make sure the suppressor you start with a high voltage, the maximum 50 volt, and then when you adjust the pattern, you can adjust the potential here. So this can make this device the longer lifetime. Okay, next I'm going to, so I'm plugged in, and I'm going to turn on the power supply. Turn on the power supply here. So we'll start with a relatively lower potential, and you want to start with this one. You want to start with high voltage, and then now this is high voltage. So next, let me turn off the light. Okay, so we don't see anything here, so you can adjust the power supply here. And now you see the signal. And the next I'm going to adjust the suppressor. Okay, now you see the circular pattern, the diffraction pattern. And you adjust the suppressor so that it's bright enough for measurement. And the next I'm going to adjust the high voltage. Let's see if I increase the voltage, and you see it's getting smaller. And the next I need to adjust this one, so not too bright. Okay, so So you have to adjust both. So I increase, so look at that, I decrease the voltage and the circle looks, the circle get bigger. Okay, now let me turn on the light.